ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. O Gurudeva, I offer my humble pranams from my inner heart. With the torch light of divine knowledge, you open my eyes, blinded by darkness of ignorance. Om Jnanatimirandhya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri.
As I was mentioning, this is what our life was. But then we didn't realize that will be a life for 1 month for us. So we had enough of this train. We know exactly how to survive, even without the reservation, how to manage. There are a lot of sweet memories, but especially I want to cover something which is really so unique. We are supposed to take the train to Khurda road, which is near to Bhubaneswar, to go to Jagannath Puri temple. But the train, that particular reservation was sitting for 3 months, no confirmation. So we said, okay, we'll give it a try. If Krishna wants us to go, we will go. So that day morning, we all packed in a hurry for the whole for 1 month trip. See, look at how much intense. All put the thing together, then we really went. And when we were actually going towards the station, about to reach the station, our relatives who are really taking care of the reservation, he said, wow, it got confirmed. You are good to go. Very good. We got in, then it was, anyway. So Chennai to Khurda road, which is actually near to Bhubaneswar, then Khurda road to Puri, Jagannath Puri, then Puri to Calcutta, Calcutta to Navadvip, Navadvip to Calcutta again, Calcutta to Delhi, that's the Rajdhani, Delhi to Anirudh Prabhu's place, Anirudh place, home to Jaipur, Jaipur to Madura Vrindavan, and then Madura to Pune, and then again coming to coming via Krutwadi to Pandarpur, that is the place where the Tukaram, Vittal temple. So then Pandarpur to Krutwadi to Mandralaya to Sindhanur to Kishkinda. That the Kishkinda is the place where Lord Hanuman and Sukri, oh man, amazing place. Then Sindhanur to then Kishkinda to Sindhanur again back. Sindhanur to Bangalore to Chennai, and Chennai to Kanyakumari. Group from Bangalore, that whole battalions, they all came and they joined in Khurda road. Then we really got, that also worked out very nicely. Then we really took the local train and then went to Puri. As far as the Jagannath Puri Dham is concerned, I don't know how many of you have really visited there. There are a lot of deep secrets also. This particular Kshetra is really so famous, and also it's called Shankar Kshetra. If you see all the places, where they are located, it is really coming as a shape of a Shankar. And also it is in the Sastras, it's really mentioned that even when the whole Brahmanda is annihilated, this place is never annihilated. This is one of the very, very sacred places. And we stayed at the temple of our Gurudev, which is very near to the Chakratirtha. Chakratirtha is very, very famous. In fact, in that shoreline, it's a place where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, remember when he was in that bhava, and then he really jumped into the sea thinking that it's Yamuna, and then after that he was really in that for days without even any consciousness, right? Then the fisherman actually got the like his body and all the things. Anyway, you know the story. So it's all happened nearby, and moreover, this is also the same place where the massive neem log to carve Lord Jagannath appeared first in Satya Yuga. This is the same place. This is also the same place where Gajendra Moksha also happened. So it is very, very special. Then also in the place, Abhaya Narasimha, Chakra Narasimha and Lakshmi Narasimha, the three different forms of Lord Narasimha are worshipped at this place. And more important is now, this is the place, is the residence of the father of Sri Lakshmi. Who is the father of Lakshmi? Probably that is a very unusual question, because normally you don't really, encounter these kind of things. Anyone can really tell who is the father of Lakshmi Devi? Yeah? Anyone? Oh, yeah, Varuna. And this is the place where he was supposed to be really staying. I mean, I'm staying in the sense even now. So this place is very, very, very famous. And then we really stayed in the actually it is, we stayed in a place in the first floor all the way to the other side. So somewhere inside. Anyway, so then this is the temple room in that mud where you have small altar of Jagannath, and all. And we started because we got only 2 days in Jagannath Puri. So morning started and we went to the place of Suddha Bakula, Bhajan Kutira of Srila Haridas Thakur. Because we talked about, I have really read about a lot, but when you really go and then see the place, it is a big difference. Okay? And who is Haridas Thakur? He was the one who used to chant 300,000 names every day. 300,000 names. He used to sleep only for about 2 or 3 hours. That's about it. All the other times, chanting. So, in fact, I really covered before, even Durga Devi came to test him. And finally, he because you see, this is the thing. What is a pure devotee is higher than all the god or goddesses. This is the place where he was sitting under a bagula tree and chanting. So what you see on the left, that is the same tree, still there. But it's not alive or something, right? It's all was alive before. And here, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally used to come from Jagannath Puri, bringing prasadam and to give it to Haridas Thakur. Why? Because Haridas Thakur was not allowed to enter into the Jagannath Puri temple. Only Hindus are allowed. And in fact, Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur, they thought they were not fit to enter into the temple. They were not qualified to enter into the temple. See that? Who is this Rupa Goswami? Rupa Manjari. Sanatana Goswami, another Manjari. What in Lavanga Manjari. Haridas Thakur is Lord Brahma and Bhakta Prahalad. They feel, no, we don't have qualification to enter into the temple. See, on the right side, see there is a branch coming out. You can take some, you can buy it for 10 rupees, some small, I don't know what they have something. You can really wish, you can do a wish and then tie it there. Lot of people are doing, and then of course auntie was also doing. I know what auntie is going to ask anyway. So what I did was, as soon as she did, I also bought one and I tried another one to nullify that. I said, my wish is to nullify that. But then I realized, how does it work? See, one is wishing to do something and the other is wishing to the opposite. How that is going to work? I never figured out. Minus plus. Anyway, then I said, okay, if at all, please give bhakti to whoever Gujri ties there. So that is the wish rate. You will see so many people tying like that. Okay. Then we went to Samadhi Mandira of Srila Haridas Thakur. This place is very, very special. Samadhi Mandir means this is the place where the body of Srila Haridas Thakur was laid there. And in fact, who laid that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. And when Srila Haridas Thakur left the body, he was on the lap of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, looking at the face of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And look at what kind of, see, fortunate, he was to really, leave the body. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave a nice samadhi and then declared, whoever visits this samadhi and dance here for Krishna, Krishna Bhakti is guaranteed. This is very, very special place. Yeah. So we went around. Then we went to Tota Gopinath temple. Who is Tota Gopinath? Tota Gopinath is very, very special. Once, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just dancing in ecstasy, singing all Harinama along the seashore of Jagannath Puri, he reached a place. It's a sand dune. And he bent and digged. He digged and digged and digged. He took up the deity of Tota Gopinath. That deity was previously worshipped by Lord Brahma. It's not ordinary deity. And that same deity is there in this temple. And you see right on this side, to the right of Krishna who is there? Any guess? Who is on the right, who is on the left? No? Who will be there anyway? Radharani, but there are two. So one is Radharani, who is the other one? Huh? Okay, that is Lalita Devi. Okay, now the one who is having Veena is actually Radharani. The other one who is really doing the flute is actually Lalita. Do you remember always to Krishna left side is Radharani. And then Mahaprabhu, when he really, this deity, after installed and all, then he gave the responsibility of maintaining the temple and then to Gadadhar Pandit. That is another nice story. But then Gadadhar Pandit, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu really left this world, by merging into the same deity, you can see there is you can't really see directly, but there is a small line on the thigh of the deity. That is where the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went inside. Right? So when Gadadhar Pandit was serving, he was getting old. So then it really reached a place where he could not really even reach out, because the deity was very high. Then Krishna said, oh, he's having so many difficulties, let me sit down. So from the standing position, the deity completely transformed himself into a sitting position. You won't be able to find Krishna sitting like this in any temple. This is very, very special. Right? Then to the left altar, left of the altar is where where we have Balaram, and along with Balaram you have Revati and Varuni. So who came as Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who is Balaram. Then Revati and Varuni came as who? Janvi and Vasudha, which we covered before, sometime back. Okay. Then we went to Chatak Parvat. What is the Chatak Parvat? Parvat is hill, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always in the mood of Srimati Radharani. He was always in ecstasy. Once what happened was, he saw a dune, just a dune, and he really ran to it, thinking that it is said to go over there. Do you remember the story? We really covered long time back actually. So in that, he really lost consciousness and then he really collapsed it. Alright? And the Chatak Parvat is the same place that particular pastime happened. So that's the entrance, you really go there, and then it's actually it's not a very big place, but you can see a lot of things. And there is also a temple established by the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he has a bhajan kutir also over there. Right? Now comes the temple of Lord Jagannath. Temple of Lord Jagannath is not ordinary. This is because I didn't realize that it is really so humongous. But even today, non-Hindus are not allowed. Why? Why they are not allowed? I will tell you. The reason is, once a Muslim, remember Muslims were actually ruling. There was a Muslim king who really wanted to convert the king who was really responsible for Jagannath Puri temple also. So he came with the army, small army, and he pulled this thing, and then he pulled the king. If you are not changing it to Islam, I am going to cut your this thing straight away. He took the sword because this king, they are very, very brutal. And the king, without knowing what to do, he was running, and then nearby was the Jagannath Puri temple. He ran inside the temple. As soon as he entered, and then by the time this Muslim king with a sword reached there, and now he could not, because he is now going to be locked into a temple now. All right. So he took the with the sword, he was just cutting, but the sword broke out. It just fell into pieces right there. Nothing. It did not really even touch the king. That happened at this place. There is an entrance, and then by seeing this miracle, that Muslim king immediately ran away. All the army with this army ran away. Then the king declared, to this temple, we should never allow anybody other than Hindus. So he put a rule there, just to avoid these people coming in and then giving all kinds of trouble there. So even now, this place where they have a small deity of Jagannath, you have a small temple who is called Padita Pavana, savior of the most fallen. So now, when you really go to Jagannath Puri temple, if you cannot enter in, due to whatever the reason, you can worship these Padita Pavan from outside. You can actually see. Then also you can see the chakra and the flag of the temple. By having darshan of these three, it is equivalent to having darshan of Jagannath and Subhadra Devi and Balaram. So this is the thing, right? So very, very, very soon. Now we witnessed something very, very nice. I mean, we were there for a long time. Actually Maharaj was really explained so many things at the back, and I will tell you something very small. The flag, which is really hoisted on the top of the temple, right now it is made into little small, 42 feet wide. 42 feet wide. And in a day, they change the flags many times, several times, depending on what puja and all the things are there. And there is one family, they're starting from their ancestors and down to the level now. I think they always have a boy only. Somehow it's all arrangement. And his responsibility is to climb all the way from the bottom to the top. And because if you see those, how he really climbs it, you will be scared. You will be really scared to death. I mean, it's really amazing. Okay? But he really climbs several times, up and down and up and down. How they do it? The thing is, when the child is born, they put him into the well with this the rails, with those the things, which is so deep. So by giving training, they will make sure that he doesn't have any fear of height. They do that. And now when he really climbs up, it's like so big, high up there. He doesn't have any fear of. He does everything back and forth and back and forth. Not even a single instance of falling down. So that is the beauty. So when we entered the main temple, of course it was a lot of crowd and no photographs allowed. That's the reason I could not even send any photos for these 2 days, because completely they said, okay, leave it in the room itself. So majestic. As soon as you enter, it is so big, like a hall kind of thing, not like the regular temple, where nobody can really see, you have to go there and then, you have to fight to really get a darshan because it will be all, not like that. Lord is really, in a big, like dais, very, very big. And so much of preparation they really make and then feeding him. So much of crowd, it's really amazing to really see that. Every day, Lord Jagannath is offered 56 items. It is called Chapan Bhoga for his pleasure. 9 rice preparations, 14 sabjis and curries, 9 kinds of milk preparations, 11 kinds of sweets, 13 kinds of cakes, pancakes and patties. I mean, he eats in one, he eats and then, by the time, because the idea is, by the time he finishes eating, he is, the hand should not dry. He never washes the hand. One finished, and by the time he finishes, other preparations will come. Okay, then the next one, then next one, then next one. So who wants to become, Lord Jagannath like that? You want to become like that? Yeah. Who is that? Oh, you want to also? Okay. Yeah, eating and eating. This kitchen, it can serve at least 100,000 people per day. Sometimes festival times, even 250,000. They have, how many kitchens they have? Any guess? 5 kitchens, okay?
46.
Huh? 46, okay? Yeah? Only one kitchen. Yeah? How many kitchens you think that they will be making? Huh? Yeah?
1,000.
1,000. She's close. In fact, 752 stoves.
Oh my God.
How many? 752 stoves. Wood burning. No gas. It's not like that. Wood. Yeah, okay, wood. Not only that. Okay, how many cooks do you think that they will be really working there?
200.
Huh?
More than 100.
More than 100. 600 cooks.
Oh.
And plus 1,000 devotees working daily, helping them.
1,000.
Now the food, the things that are not allowed, chilies, no chilies, no onion, no garlic of course, no carrot, no cabbage, no potatoes, no tomatoes, no cauliflower. What are they going to eat? They have so much. Huh? No, I mean they cook a lot of beans are there, different kinds of beans are there. Yeah, they have a lot of items. But remember one thing they are avoiding very important is the chili. The chili they are not using.
Why?
Chili when one consumes more. This is what I learned in the naturopathy when I did. It brings anger. If any family too much of fighting going on, better to cut out the chili. Everything will be fine. The chili does that much. And now there is another one. In the kitchen which is about 1 acre, no electricity.
That's nice.
Only candlelight, big candlelight, oil lamps, and open wood fires, right? And every time they cook, they are supposed to do a fire sacrifice, and then only they will actually start cooking, and they won't take any water from outside. There are wells right inside the kitchen. They take water right there. This is amazing. And all the bhoga, do you think that they really offer that into plates, silver plates or something? No, just like that. Earthen pots. Earthen pots, they cook. Very good. That's what I showed you, remember?
Yeah.
Like that. These are all offerings. You have small pot, you have bigger pot, that's it, but all are earthen pots. Yeah? It is unique. Then we went to the place where Lord Chaitanya was staying. Oh, it is another, an undescribable beauty. The buildings are old, but the vibration is there. This is okay. To go to Gambhira, you have to first go through the house of Kashi Mishra. Those who know the story, the thing began, history began. So you see, the left side is basically the entrance. So that is the house of Kashi Mishra. And then you go inside, and what you see on the right side is the building which is there. You go inside, and this is the Lord Chaitanya's room at Gambhira. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed in Jagannath Puri for 18 years. Out of that, he really went to South India and all other places for about 6 years. The remaining 12 years, he was staying in the same place. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not ordinary. Without whom there is no Vrindavan. Without whom there is no Jagannath Puri. In fact, because he really came, it became so popular. On the Radha Yatra, everything all happened because of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is such a phenomenon.
Swarnakoti darpanabhadeha varna gauravam padma parijata gandha vanditanga saurabam koti kama murtitangri rupa rasarangaram premadama devam eva naumi gaura sundaram. The luster of his fair body is brighter than 1,000,000 brilliant mirrors of gold. Of such sweetness is the fragrance of his body that the aromatic lotus and parijata flowers humbly offer their prayers of worship. Millions of cupids, shocked out of their pride, soon at his lotus feet, unable to bear the sight of his unparalleled beauty. His limbs are alive rasa moods of love that emerge and flow continuously from his beautiful form. I sing with joy the unending glories of my sweet Lord, my golden Gaura Sundara, the one and only divine abode of pure love. Swarnakoti darpanabhadeha varna gauravam padma parijata gandha vanditanga saurabam koti kama murtitangri rupa rasarangaram premadama devam eva naumi gaura sundaram.
Everyone together again?
Swarnakoti darpanabhadeha varna gauravam padma parijata gandha vanditanga saurabam koti kama murtitangri rupa rasarangaram premadama devam eva naumi gaura sundaram.
Next week, small children, even if they do one line, that's okay. They will get the full two points. Okay? Even small children. Okay? You can do only just one line actually, alright? So but everyone try to do 4 lines. Yeah. Also in the place, this is something very unique. Very unique. The same Paduka used by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Kamandala used by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the quilt used by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they all kept in that box. You can see. See that this is unique. And this is just behind the house of Kashi Mishra. In the house of Kashi Mishra, there is something unique too. This is the Sri Radha Kanda. In the beginning, this deity was worshipped in Jagannath Puri itself, Jagannath Puri temple itself. What happened was, King Prataparudra's father, Sri Purushottama Deva, he conquered the king of Kanchipura in a battle. And he brought these deities and also some more. And he decided, okay, we will worship, we will keep it in the Jagannath Puri temple. But then, their problem happened. Within few days, Lord Jagannath appeared in the dream of the king. Oh king, what did you do? I am starving. I am not getting anything to eat. We are feeding you. No. By the time you bring all the things, this Radha Kanda is their friend. He eats everything. Then when it comes to me, it comes as empty. So I am hungry. Please do something. Next day, king ran and then, oh my God, I should not have put him here. He is eating everything. So he, all right, I will take him to away from here and then put in my home. If you go now, you can see the same deity who was eating and eating. All right. So this deity is called what, the Radha Kanta. Okay. Then also in the same place, this is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's his residence actually. Okay, Yagare covered before. Remember Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya? Was none other than Pragaspati. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he found, my God, this sannyasi is dancing and dancing. He's supposed to sit and then read all the shastras. So he complained, oh boy, you look like you don't understand. I am going to teach you. I am going to teach you all the shastras. Come to me. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not say anything. So he went and then he went to his home and 7 days Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was really explaining all the Advaita Vadas completely as per Shankaracharya. 7 days he did not talk, he asked even a single question. He was there listening and listening. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya got really very embarrassed. Oh Prabhu, what is going on? You didn't ask any single question. What is the problem? Are you understanding? Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, well, yes, actually I heard whatever you are explaining, but the thing is, that is not the right meaning. So this is not the right way. Then, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya could not believe that he is really going to be, like he is going to respond like that. Then he said, for example, he was explaining something about Atmaram, this and that, and he was really going so much of detail. And he said, whatever, the shastras are correct, but the way you are interpreting is wrong. This is artificial meaning. So now like this, he went on. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was serious. He just left the room, left the place, and then went to his bed. And then that night, he appeared. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to him in the dream, and he showed himself as Krishna. And next day morning he ran and kept running. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is the place where he showed this Sad Puja. What is the Sad Puja? Means 6 hands. So what are the 6 hands? 2 hands are Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's hand, sannyas dress. So that you see as the like the golden, right? You see 2, right? One with Kamandala and other one is Danda stick. Alright? Then the blue one is Krishna holding the flute. Right? Then Lord Ram that is green. You have bow and arrow. Alright? So he showed that form. So you can see that painting in the same room where this happened. It's amazing. Now the story behind the Radha Yatra. Jagannath Puri temple, that Radha Yatra is a real Radha Yatra. All the other Radha Yatras are either mini versions or something which really got copied from there. And in fact, Srila Prabhupada brought these to this country. And now even I think Kari is also going to have Radha Yatra. Looks like I think something going to happen. So now this Radha Yatra has an origin where this is coming from Sri Jagannath Puri temple. Now this is what the story goes. Every year they take the lordship to give back. You have Chandan Yatra, there are so many. But one of the back, especially the Lord Jagannath Puri, is they bring so much of holy water from all the holy rivers and bathe him for it goes on for hours. And he really, after that taking bath, because of the showering, see why we give back to our deities? He doesn't have water? He doesn't have water? Why we are giving back? Isn't it? The thing is that water represents our love. You are showering your love. Don't think that giving back is just to clean or something. No. You are giving love. Okay? So now when they are all giving so much of back, he remembered their life in Vrindavan. Vrindavan life was, he cannot forget. So he was thinking, So he was thinking about Vrindavan, sweet Vrindavan, where he really spent so much of time there, and everywhere it's all love and love and love, as Shyama Sundar. Vrindavan was his life. Radharani, Gopis, Gopas, the whole place was something that nowhere else, even Dwaraka, you cannot think about it.
श्याम सुंदर श्यामणि मोहन श्याम सुंदर श्यामणि मोहन वृंदावन जय वृंदावन जय श्रीधारण श्री मधुसूदन श्रीधारण श्री मधुसूदन श्री हरि जय हरि वृंदावन जन मोहन मन मोहन मदन गोविंद मन मन मोहन मदन गोविंद श्री हरि जय हरि वृंदावन जन मोहन श्याम सुंदर श्यामणि मोहन श्याम सुंदर श्यामणि मोहन वृंदावन जय वृंदावन जय श्रीधारण श्री मधुसूदन श्रीधारण श्री मधुसूदन श्री हरि जय हरि वृंदावन जन मोहन मन मोहन मदन गोविंद मन मन मोहन मदन गोविंद श्री हरि जय हरि वृंदावन जन मोहन श्याम सुंदर श्यामणि मोहन श्याम सुंदर श्यामणि मोहन श्याम सुंदर श्यामणि
So now, thinking about all the memories of Vrindavan, he thinks, now I think I need to take a break and then see the glimpse of Vrindavan. So he decides, wow, I have to get escape from this Lakshmi Devi. Why? Because in Jagannath Puri, where he is in the temple is Lakshmi Devi. Right? You may remember. Remember in Dwaraka, the drama, remember the drama we did, the Gopi Chandan? It's because Krishna has more affection to Vrindavan. So he wants to really somehow tell some escape, some excuse and then get out of the place for a while. Because then he makes up a nice reason. He says, oh Lakshmi Devi, because so much of bathing they gave, I think I am sick. I got cold. Isn't it? That's what your mom says, right? No, don't go to go on the rain. You will get cold. Isn't it? Alright. So, I have so much of cold and I need a break. I need vacation. Okay, then Lakshmi Devi says, being the innocent, she said, yeah, no problem. You can have a little vacation, no problem at all. Alright. Then Krishna immediately takes his chariot, jumps in the chariot, and then running towards Vrindavan. Now in the Ratha Yatra, that Vrindavan is a place called Gundicha Temple. Those in Satyuga somewhere before, the queen actually built the temple. Because of her interest, that whole temple was built in the mood of Vrindavan. So you will see so you see the Jagannath temple very big, and also sometimes actually it's quite some kilometers in fact. You will see, but in the same road. The road is very, very wide because that's where the Radha comes through, right? And then you see the Gundicha temple over there. Gundicha temple. And that is where he really goes there. And now seeing Krishna also going, what happened then? Subhadra, he really jumped on her chariot, and Balaram jumped on his chariot, and they were just coming out leaving Lakshmi Devi there at the home. So, that is what the Ratha Yatra going. Actually, they are coming out. Okay? There are so many things behind this Ratha Yatra. So, they are going to where? Which temple they are going to? Gundicha temple. This is the Gundicha temple. It is very, very nice. Then inside, because when we went, we saw a place where the deities, when they come from Jagannath Puri, this is the place they really put there. And then they were all doing, here the worship is different. Not much of formality, more of love there. This is the kind of Gundicha temple. So what happened? Krishna, Balaram and Subhadra, they all come and then stay here very nicely, and they forget the time. Because of the love, they don't want to go back. So nowadays, one day gone, 2 days gone, Lakshmi Devi was waiting. What happened? They are supposed to be coming back now. 3 days gone, 4 days gone. So like this several days. And then what happened was, then Lakshmi Devi becomes little suspicious. What is going on there? Krishna did not return back. And she inquired, she sent them some spies everywhere to see what happened, where they went, and then, what happened. And the truth comes, because, she sent some spies, from her side, her devotees. And they come and then say, they found Krishna is resting very nicely, and no formal dress or something, very, he's very casual, as if, he's taking a big vacation. He came and then told Lakshmi, because usually the wives want the husbands to be always dressed well. But here, it is like, he's like casual, nothing, no, he's not God there. So, came and then Lakshmi Devi got so angry. He said, I am going to do something about it. But she was looking for, sometimes these ladies, I don't know what kind of things they run into the brain sometimes, you want to understand. So she grabbed a broom and a pot of water. What are they going to do? I don't know. Okay? So she took a broom and then he really asked some of her devotees, join, come on, let's go. And then she got into the palanquin, they are coming with what? The broom and the water. And she comes here, and when she comes, she sees Krishna casually. They are all doing very, very casually. I mean, she's very happy. She got angry, and what did it? She took the water and he just poured there, and then with the broom, she was beating. I don't know what kind of punishment is that. All the devotees of Lakshmi Devi, they were beating Vrindavan people. Gundicha temple, all the others are beating and beating and beating. And finally, it was really big mess. And he grabbed Krishna, let it go, pull. And they got back into the Radha, and the Radha now goes back. In Gundicha temple, they all were, oh, Krishna is going, Krishna is... The same situation that happened when Krishna left to Dwaraka. Same mood here in Vrindavan. Those devotees, devotees are even though they were all beaten up. They were beaten up. And one good thing is, if you go to this temple, whenever inside the temple, you put some donation, some 5 rupees or 10 rupees, whatever you put, they have a stick. They will beat you. So you put money, what? They'll beat you. So to get the beating, you have to pay. So this is a unique place. So you pay for getting beaten by the sticks. That the pandas actually do that. So this kind of a business kind of thing anyway, but it's very, very nice. This Vrindavan is in our heart. That kind of feeling for Krishna in the mood of separation, when it comes, your chanting will come all right. Everything will be very, very nicely going towards Krishna. Now that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he really did Gundicha temple. Remember he arranged to clean the Gundicha temple. Cleaning the Gundicha temple means cleaning your heart. Our heart is so much of dirt. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered, he arranged about 500 pots, and he called all his disciples. He gave one pot with water, with actually the king arranged that time. Then one broom stick. Now you know why they use the broom and then the water. You understand? So he is really trying to use that same thing in a nice way and to really clean ourselves. So he said, whoever takes the maximum dirt out, yes, I will love that. That person will be very dear to me. So you should really clean very, very, like spotless. Yes, like that. So this is what the meaning behind the Gundicha Marjana is what? Cleaning our heart. Then to really bring out the Vrindavan, which is naturally inside every one of us. That is why he wrote the first one. Cheto Dapanama Janam Baba Maha Davagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandambu Nivarnanam Pratipadam Purnamritasvadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam Cheto Darpana Marjanam. You have to first clean the mirror of your heart. This is the marjanam. That's why that Gundicha Marjana is what? It's basically they're cleaning the mirror. That is the thing. Because a mirror should be so spotless, then it will reflect you as it is. Right? So how do you do that? Nama Sankirtan. So Nama Sankirtan really does that. Isn't it? Okay, time for a Nama Sankirtan now.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
from Jagannath Puri temple because they really pack it in such a way, they really make some special prasadam actually, which really comes for more than a month. So I really checked today also, very nice. So it's there. Because there is another one. Oh my God, you won't believe this. That was quite some time back when I was working in Greensboro. There was one devotee, he said he is going to Lord Jagannath Puri. So he really stayed in our place on the way, and then then he went to India, then he went. On the way back, when he really came back, he said, "Oh my God, I had some prasadam for you. I forgot, and then I left it there in his place also. And it somehow got in, deep in my this thing. That means I am not fit to eat the Mahaprasadam, Jagannath Puri. So then, okay, that is, his wish. This time, you won't believe, we bought two. We bought two small packs. We really bought that. Very good. Then I was thinking, I got another 5 prasadam pack. One by one, other devotees were giving to us. For Bhajan Guru. Okay. One Maharaj gave one, another again he said, yeah, take. And, instead 2 packets, eventually became 7. I couldn't carry. Then I had to give out some of them. So the thing is, look at, sometimes the mercy, I couldn't believe it. See, so much of prasadam. How much you can actually eat? So anyway, so we brought some. Please have. And the next one will be Navati Parikrama. There is nothing else to do. So, courage.